Hello, hello. I just went on upside down. So I thought I'd come back on and show you. Let me see if that is backwards. For some reason, everything came on backwards. So let me just flip us. And there we are. Welcome, welcome. I hope that you can come for a little bit and have some lunch or something and just sit down and have a break every once in a while. Recently, I was thinking I need to sit and have a little quick break, and I used to not ever do that, but I just feel like sometimes we're so busy, busy, busy. Hello, and welcome everybody. It is good just to take a break and let your mind empty and think about positive things. Good morning. Good morning. It's afternoon here. It's early morning for some of you. I hear that, but I just thought I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit ahead. I should have. Mark told me to tell you last night. Hey, go on tomorrow at lunch. So um, I should have said that earlier, but like last night. But that's okay. Hopefully, some of you will still get on. Hi, Frances and Grace and Michelle. We miss you, Michelle. And Miss Cindy and Lois. Some of you were in a few classes with me lately. It's been a couple of hard weeks. I am so sorry, DJ. Um, my sister passed this morning. Oh my goodness, baby. Um, life's difficult enough when things are just everyday things. Our pains, our physical pains and aches, and our just trying to make it from week to week. And sometimes, you know what I feel like when I wake up in the morning, I feel like life's good, and then till somebody kind of stomps on me, rubs it in a little bit, and then I think, well, maybe today's not going to be great, and losing a loved one's really difficult. I know. And the thing is, my comfort is to know I will see them again. Usually I feel blessed that they're out of pain. Um, but others, I feel like I got cheated. And so I just think my little thought I was going to say today until I heard you say that. I'm really sorry, honey. You'll be in our prayers. But today I thought, what you say, missing your wonderful classes, just retired. Hope I can jump back on. Well, good, Cindy. That sounds good. I know. I'm so sorry, DJ. Um, my sister and Mark and her husband were going on a 2-day trip. And we say, well, neither one of us want to spend money, but she's got a whole plan for me to go see some artists in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, that are from other countries that send their art on canvas. But it's just the idea of her and I going together. And the men they're busy talking, but we get to catch up on everything. And so losing a sister is sometimes the hardest because they're like best friends also. Um, but today I wanted to talk to everybody about how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Do you look in the mirror and you say, "Hey, I don't look too bad today"? Do you say, um, "I I think I'm gonna do some fun things today that I wanted to do"? Hey, you know, your hair is getting a lot grayer, but you know what? It's better than having to go to the hairdresser often, So you're welcome, baby. So I just want you to think. Most of us stand there and go, "Wow, I don't look so great today." I mean, it's human nature that we don't see our good, but I want you to practice. My daughter, who passed away at 22 with no cause of death, her heart just quit. She didn't have a heart problem. Um, she ran 5 miles a day, played on a college soccer team, which means she ran a lot. Um, she had with lipstick all over a huge mirror in the bathroom, all kinds of beautiful scriptures. Teresa, Come on. Do you see that Melissa says, "Oh, let's comb this hair," and Teresa says, "I don't look in the mirror." So I'm challenging you, and you guys are going to be on Patreon with us tonight. Are going to hear some more about affirmations of yourself, and but I want you to think about looking in the mirror, like my Maria would do, and she'd go, and look at herself, and she didn't think she was beautiful, but she wanted to make sure that she looked the best she could. So that's a good thing for us to think about. Sometimes I like to just keep my pajamas on if I'm going to paint all day or not get up and spruce up a little bit. So as my teachers would call our house, we I wanted all these people over the years to call me because it was exciting. And until I realized they sold 2 million of my first book with my home phone number, so we had to have 3 phone lines, and we just didn't answer some of them because they'd call all times of the night. But one day I heard my husband sitting on the kitchen bar stool, and he said, I could tell he's talking to one of our teachers, and all of a sudden he said, "What are you wearing right now?" He goes, "Are you in your pajamas?" And I'm looking at him like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Go get dressed, ready to start work today, and then call me back." And I don't always care about my look, more about how I act. Well, Kim, that's great, but that's the most important thing. But what I'm saying is when we look in the mirror in the morning, we need to feel good about ourselves. We need to think about the good things about um, how I feel better if I put layers of clothes on. So I look and see how that looks. I also think about the kind things I want to do during the day. And when at the end of the day, if we say, "Oh, I was able to do two things that I'm excited about," um, like doing service for somebody. I figured today there's two phone calls I need to make. I've already, or text. I already did one of those. So I can look in the mirror and smile and go, "I did it. I didn't forget today. I didn't run out of time today." So think about that. Okay. Monty, thanks for the hugs. So anyway, the lady comes back and she was just saying, "It's not working. I don't know how to make it work." And he said, "Have you done this? Have you done that?" And she was just negative, negative, negative. And then he said, "What are you wearing right now?" And so I'm like, I don't think that was a great first thing to say, but I have been painting as that's my stress relief. Well, when Maria died, I like voraciously started painting more than I ever did before because for a little bit I didn't think about the hard times. So that's a good way, DJ. That's a good way to get started. Um, what I want you to do today is keep really busy, DJ. Keep really busy and just kind of do something that you've always wanted to do, that you always wanted to try to paint. And I hope I'm going to inspire you a little bit because I thought I would just paint on a black canvas today. And just, I usually have to get on and do all the stuff I'm supposed to do. But I thought if I do it from home, and hello, hello, Denise. If I do it from home and I give y'all a little special for watching, and you guys know pretty much, unless you're a newbie out there, you pretty much know what we have on our site. But I would love for you guys to go check. We have some new things, and I'm doing these mystery online classes this month. And I am helping you make decor for the holiday season because make money and save money. I'm, excuse me, I'm helping you find fun things to teach. If you would like to be a teacher, think about that. How would you like to learn how to teach? We have amazing certified instructors that will even online help teach you how to teach. So it's a real fun thing, but to be able to get the money to be certified, I also have some fun things I want to show you here and there as I'm taking a break. All right, but today, anything you order today and tomorrow, you get a $10 off. Okay, so with this code, so I want you to be sure to write that down. Isn't that fancy? My assistant Michelle and my good friend and Amanda always said, "Mom, don't go on without something professional looking, but this is it. Donna, I'm at onestroke.com, $10 off. This is your code when you're checking out. 36233. 36233. So just a little gift for watching today. All right. So I am going to turn the camera down and I'm going to start painting. Good morning, Robin. Hello, guys. All of you. Miss Kim, thanks for getting on and supporting. And these little crowns I just learned is like, if you are writing and saying stuff to us, please give me thumbs up on anything that you happen to like that I'm doing. I'm going to start off with putting a little I'm going to do a heart wreath. How's that sound? Hi, Don. I'm going to show you, though, right before I get started, because I'm going to use a little stencil in the background. I want you to see that I have 3 new stencils that came out for a convention, plus convention paintings. So you can go check those out on my site on onestroke.com if you're newbie. Okay, so here's one. All right, this is lace and all these fun dangles. See the dangles? They're all along here and all along there. I'm using them for, if you look on our Facebook group, Miss Mandy Cision used it at the top of her little wine glass with a beautiful flowers class that she's teaching. You can put it in. I'm doing it with Halloween things. I'm doing it on chandeliers. I teach a chandelier class coming up too. That will be fun. Angel wings. All right. And when I'm using this is 5 different angels. So look, this is upwards. So then you flip it that side and do the other side. By doing one wing set, then you can spread it apart for flowers, or you can have more angels to follow. See that? This one I love a lot. Okay. So those wings could go like that, and then flip over like that on the other side. So there's 2, and here's the 3rd one. All right. As all these, this was a lot of work, but I love this background, and I wanted you to know that you can put this behind any painting that you're going to do. So I'm going to get a piece of chalk here, and I am going to paint this with you. Just remember, anything you like, here's the code 36233 on onestroke.com. You get $10 off, okay, off your order. So let's turn the camera down. You look, oh, oh, thank you, Miss Kim. You are always full of really wonderful things that you help with people. I love seeing you jump in and telling people what they can do to help them. That's really nice, Kim. And that's you showing service to others, which is really wonderful. I'm sorry, I cannot get it level. All right, this is an all over stencil. I just wanted to show that I'm going to use it a little bit on my wreath. All right, so you can do a round wreath. I've been doing all heart wreaths, but I just want you to see that I'm going to put my heart into it. So we want about a middle here. And then from the bottom, I want to come up like 3 fingers and put a dot. All right, so I'm going to do 4 fingers here and 4 fingers here. All right, and I kind of go for a country heart. How's that sound? Hello, Lauren. All right, so I'm going to kind of come up, and this is just one little grapevine. I'm going to crisscross there. Now I want this about right there, see? But we're going to make it multiple vines thick, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to, before I do the grapevine, I'm going to stencil. Where's the stencil brush? Okay. I am going to stencil a few of these little guys on here. All right. So this is if you wanted to do hydrangea. And I'm going to do it like a silhouette. So I might put some of these in here. This is wisteria hanging. This is leaves, all right? But you can just do this as an all over thing here. Like, let's come right here. And I'm going to show you that you're going to imagine my wreath is going to be like 3 fingers wide, okay? So I'm going to come right in here, and I think I'm going to use this color. I don't remember what I used before. All right, this is the key. This is Wild Wasabi. This is an acrylic, not a multi-surface, but I think it's fun because there's like these 4 or 5 greens that I love. All right, so now you got to take it off. Hi, Della. Oh, this was on Amazon. Somebody gave it to me as a gift, and it holds a little chalk and the big chalk and the color chalk. Okay, and then somebody gave it to me as a gift. I'm blessed. People are good to me. Look what I found, Donna. And that's like something I wish I could sell because it's so awesome. Left and right. Now, what I'd like you to do is I'm kind of holding it in place, but I want you to look and see if you're getting a good coat. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to get more, work it in, go to the paper towel, work it off. All right, because you want just ever so lightly. This will help you know where to put wisteria, or it's just a background design. And it is right there, so you're ready to go stroke a leaf right over this, right? Oops, I moved it again, darn it. Taping it might be smart. Okay, rub it in over here, then here. Okay, now I just want to take and put some of the ferns coming out. Okay, so it just will give you a little bit of direction. Oh, it was you, Kim. That's awesome. So Miss Kim gave it to me. And wasn't it on Amazon, Kim? Tell everybody, because it was a really nice treat because I love it. And I just saw it today and I pulled it out and say, why have I not used this yet? I'm jealous because sometimes my students have them. Yeah, on Amazon. Oh, you can come visit me more often, Kim. I also drink out of these beautiful mugs that Miss Kim designed and made for us. Okay, now I didn't wipe my stencil off good, so look what happened here. While this is still wet, see this? I had paint on the back of the stencil, and this black, I got news for you. This is Michael's canvases that are already black. And at convention, it takes so much out of us to have to base coat big canvases all black. And we had to do that at convention. And so I told my husband, please, please, please. He goes, they're a lot more money. I said, no, they're please, please, please. And then he looked and he said, oh, they're not too much more. So he saved us by getting black ones. But it's not like a multi-surface. It's kind of like a matte, like it's just coated with a matte black. So it will grab every little spot. So if you base coat with multi-surface, then something gets on there, it will wipe right off. Okay, so see how I'm having fern come in here and there? I'm going to put this over here. And see, we're just getting that illusion in the background. And remember, you can paint right over them. But a lot of times I just leave that showing. Okay, and let's start with this because at the end, I can come back and keep adding more and more. Okay, now I'm going to put that stencil down. And then I'm going to show you, where's my sponge painter? All right, I'm going to show you that I can come in here. I did that with a paper towel, and now it's got all these paper towel things on the black. Now that's okay. I'm showing you what I do when I mess up. All right. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to put that stencil brush in the water. I have my angle brush right here, but we could use a larger angle brush. And the set of 3 of these are a really good thing if you don't have the angle brushes. You're going to get a smaller, a large, and a medium size. And you can take $10 off. Good morning, Kat. How are you? I know. I'm glad to have some of you guys come on that I don't see all the time. And so, listen, we need floating medium. One thing I like to share with you because they're selling like crazy. Mark gave a better price for bundles that I made. So go to onestroke.com and check out bundles. All right. And in the bundles, they're like the paints I use online most of the time, a little set of 13 of those. There's the 8 ounce floating medium, 8 ounce white. All right. So I want you to, a multi surface white. And there's the tool sets are discounted, other things. But if you can still get another discount by going on today and tomorrow with 36233, and you get $10 off your order. So save $10. Get I mean, how many of you have wanted, let me show you this. How many of you have wanted the signature set, right? So the signature set, you can take $10 right off the top. Okay. So I just want to share that with you. Now, this is what we're going to do. I went to get the floating medium and I didn't get it because this is what we use. If you're watching and you haven't watched before, the floating medium is wonderful because we use that instead of water. So it makes it really good for you. So now I'm going to decide on the angle brush. There's the toe, there's the heel. I'm going to decide what color I want on the toe. All right, this is in lieu of doing my Facebook Live. We're doing this today. Amanda's still kind of recovering from her son's death and my grandson. So I said, I'll do it, honey. I'm going to just do it, though, on YouTube while I'm at home so we have a better reception. All right, so she will be back. We're just giving her some grace. All right, so look at this. All right. She misses you guys, and she just keeps saying how grateful that you guys have such an outpouring of love. And that's what you need when you're going through hard times. Just like DJ, you guys being kind to her today. My student yesterday just lost her mom 6 days ago, and she thought the best place to go is, she doesn't get to come often, but she came in. Her husband was so sweet. We put him a chair kind of in the back of the classroom, and he pulled it right up to the corner where she was sitting, and he kept taking pictures of what she was painting. And he doesn't walk really well and all, but he was just having a good time, feeling like she needed him right there. And I lately have had 2 or 3 of my sweet camper friends that have come with spouses, and it's just sitting in the car in this Florida car when we tell them to come in, but they usually don't. And they sit there and they watch them paint. So Miss Dawn's husband had gone through surgery and she didn't want to leave him home, so we said, bring him. Okay, there we go. All right, do you see what I'm doing? This is burnt umber and white, and I know you don't see the brown very much because of the black. She is in her prayers. Oh, Amanda, yes. She feels y'all's prayers. Do you believe that? She goes, I feel them. But at first, you don't want to. They've been bombarded with people. In fact, our bishop at church, when Maria died, said, Mark, what can we do for your family? Is there anything that we can do? And he said, there were lots of people brought food and stuff. And he said, can you just tell people to let us breathe a little bit? And please don't come over. Not everybody come over anymore. We need a break. Because we finally went up. All my kids remember this. We went in the front yard of our house under a tree with lawn chairs. So we didn't have to bring no, Dawn did not lose her husband, but Dawn's husband was, he had surgery and she needed to be with him. And so she brought him to class. So, and he actually, I don't know if it was the first time or the second time where he actually sat there and painted, which I didn't expect. That's pretty cool. Anyway, my son-in-law has 2 barber shops, Amanda's husband, and he just can't go do it yet. He can't run. He can't cut hair. His son was a barber in one of his barber shops. So as you can imagine, the community loved them. Okay. All right. Hi, Citra and Miss Pat. I love the way you guys are saying good morning. It is lunchtime here, but I'm always my California girls are out west girls, West Coast. I always think if I do it 10, it's not too bad. But they're saying no, that's still so when you guys are saying morning, there we go. Now he had a really bad car accident and he died on impact. So with head trauma. So it was a blessing that he's not suffering. And we feel good that he's with Maria, but they were both 22 when they passed away. So he has some good ones up there. There we go. All right, so there we go. Now, see how I just put a little bit of this? Now, I could choose to do it like this, but so many times I've finished and I'm like, oh my gosh, it just needs something. And so I'm like, try to figure out what do I do? And I just think about this. Some of these little teeny ferns, these are really minute. Michelle and I worked really hard on, I drew them and then I went back and did more and more work. And she had to then do a ton of work. And then she said, this is going to take forever. And so then I took a marker and went into the solid places. So we put a lot of work into it, but it's going to be so good. You could see right here on these little bitty stuff, you have to pounce the stencil brush. And everything else, so I do everything with the stencil brush. I smeared it there. That's why it's got a spot. This is a dove gray color. It looks tan, doesn't it? All right. Oh, thank you, Della. Oh, Reese, are your favorite? Well, Linda, it's a heart for you, sweetheart. But look, I put little dragonflies. Little dragonflies. Oop, I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't know I had so many, and I did even. You're not supposed to do even. And there's a tall other branch in here I didn't put in here. But so everything else I did with the stencil brushes, circular motions. And then right when you get to here, you pounce. Okay. And I didn't pounce enough on that, but I thought it was kind of good that you see these are all little things, those 4. And so that's the way I made that work. Okay. So you can see that would be kind of cute in there, All right. So next I'm going to let's take a 16. All right. So one of the things I like to do is even put some underneath pouncing. Oh yeah, we meet. Yeah. All right. So look. All right. Okay, I'm picking up the thicket and some of this. Now, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to come in here maybe and put some moss along here. I'm just taking time painting with you guys, so hopefully it will be something you like. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking as I'm going. I know we're going to have lots of fall coming up, but you could put sunflowers on here. You could put roses all around it. You could put peonies in here. We'll see. We're just going to work on it, okay? Now, what you do when there's breaks like this in the stencil, I just take a script liner and close those in. But I just want you to see on here, for instance, I can This is some paint I used earlier today, so I'm going to show you. I can come right in here. This is a new thing. Work it, work it, work it, work it, work it till it's really blended. All right, so then I can come in here. If you aren't too sure where a leaf would go, and you could do these little long leaves, but I would do this I want you to see it really good, so I'm doing it before I put my flowers, but I want you to see that it helps you see how big and where to put it. You see that? All right, so that makes that pretty easy. And then over here, same thing. You can come right in here and put these here, and then take your 6 or 8 and fill those ferns in. Okay. All right, but I just leave them on there like that too. You can pounce purple wisteria, or you can leave it like that. And the same thing with uh, any other stencil that you use. So I use stencils like templates, not instead of a pattern to draw on. All right. Some of my best ones that will save you so much time and money is the nativity ones, the ornaments. I have so many of my family that have made them for all the grandkids or kids and their family, or made them for gifts. And if you had to sit and do the wise men and the Holy Family and the animals, and if you had to do all of that, and the three wise men are really ornate, and all you have to do is stencil it on and then detail it. So as much or little as you want. Okay. So let's see. Let's come right in here. And I am going to, I guess, just do a fun, full, what am I going to do? Maybe I'll do more of a peony. Okay. So I didn't need that moss on there. I can bring in, oh, you know what? I don't want that. So I'm going to just put that over here. And I'm going to make it a little rosebud, okay? Because I didn't want yellow. I don't know why I did yellow. I was going for purple, and I just grabbed that, not thinking. See how I'm doing layers of that? Okay. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to balance that. I've got one there. 1, 2, 3, pink. See the triangle there? Okay, a little bit more. All right, see, some of the work is already done with just a simple stencil. Oh, I do? I did not remember that. So Kim said that demo for the nativity is on my YouTube channel. So I don't know if it's on Relax and Paint or where it is, but you guys can go check it out. Maybe if you just write nativity, you'll find it. All right, so I'm going to put purple with the pink. All right, purple and pink, which looks a lot like Juneberry, by the way. Okay. So now see, I don't want those dry edges, so I dip into the medium and work it in, guys. Okay. So I'm going to put the bigger flower in the bottom. All right. See, those are some good colors together. The pink with yellow and the pink without. All right. So now I'm going to, watch this. I'm going to wiggle in and out, roll it in and out. All right. Roll it. Okay. Are y'all having fun yet? Yes, if you come to Florida, let me tell you what the deal is. If you come to Florida, we keep getting spammers. I'm sorry. Did you spend $1,200 at Best Buy right now? No. All right. So if you come to Florida and you let us know, you can come. Mark invites everybody for a free class, but you have to, so we have enough room for everybody. You have to, if you're in Florida, just let us know. We're kind of by Disney. It's a real easy, like lots of family come and go to Disney. And Alan, who just came on, uh, Alan and some of the women that come in town, they love to just let their family go to Disney and they come spend the day with us. So Alan does some beautiful work. And we had a very fun visit and took lots of pictures when he came by. And then he came and took some camper classes. All right, so see, I still think that's my little peony a little bit. I need a little bit deeper color. I think I'm going to get, I am going to put some Juneberry, but I have a dioxazine purple here somewhere, but I can't tell if it's purple or blue. Have y'all had that? I bet you that's blue. Yeah, but it's good. See, we just put that darker in there. All right, just some depth. He said, see, Donna, and have fun. Yeah, it's fun for all of us. Our campers are nice to y'all, aren't they? Okay, so let's do another flower with Juneberry. So if we come up here and we can do an open, real smooth, tight flower. Okay. Okay, I'm using the 3/4 inch flat. Please give me thumbs up if you're liking what I'm showing you, okay? For any of you who just came on, I have like 10 more people that just came on. We have a $10 special when you order on my website today and tomorrow. You get $10 off your purchase. Okay. So this is what you do. You go to onestroke.com. You put 36233 when you're checking out before you pay, and you get $10 off your order. All right. You can only use that one time, so you pick out what you want when you do it. Okay. Now, when I come around, I'm going to come right across the front of here. So see that chisel, lean it in, and have some out and some up on the chisel. See, you lead it out slightly. All right, and then there's a cup right in here where I can put a little detail right in the middle. All right. See, it's glaring a little bit because of the black. I think that helps a little. Hey, Kat, doing a video about how to paint Chinese lantern flowers. Yes, I probably have those on something because I paint them quite often. I am going to be painting some in a fall project. I just found last night an idea I want to do because I am doing the fall, all this fall stuff for Tennessee and for my mystery fall painting class, which is not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Okay, so let's say that we need a little bud. We're gonna make at least 2 strokes, maybe 3. Let's just go like that and stroke over it. So it just look like a little bud. That doesn't look like anything, Donna. Okay, so you see I'm using multi-surface paint and I'm using one stroke brushes because we're not using a craft brush. We're using some brushes that are going to make they spring up for you so you can get those one stroke strokes and blend, shade, and highlight. But you can't blend and shade and highlight without putting pressure, guys. So your pressure. All right. Then let me see. Let's put blue. I'm taking the corner of the brush. This is Prussian blue. I'm going to put a hydrangea there. Now, you want to make your hydrangea in one place. Did you say you have a lace stencil? I do. Yeah. So I'll go and look online. It's online, okay? It's beads and lace, okay? Let's see. So, and this is the underneath. I do this, I started doing this look under my roses and my hydrangeas when I did jeans and denim, okay? So I'm gonna put a bigger one here. And so it works really good when you're trying to block in color. But instead of doing every little single hydrangea flower on top of this, then all I had is got background there. So you just put the little petals on it. How's that sound? All right. So we're going to do the center of these flowers, but I want to, let's see. I just put it back in here, an 8. There's an 8 or 10. Let's do a 10. All right. And so for you guys that are new out there, I just showed the signature brush set. And this is the green everyday set that I use a lot. Okay. Me and the 2 girls are planning. Oh, awesome. All right. Are you all signed up? Because we might can squeeze them in with you, but we're sold out. And so make sure that you get with Amanda if you haven't. Sitting here with my husband, trying to take off my mind. Just a matter of a couple of days, so trying to make the best of it. Oh, God bless you, baby. We in Tennessee, we knew it was hard. And now you're sitting there with him. I appreciate you coming here for a little bit. So I want you to see that we're going to make these little strokes. So let me show you on here. We've been praying for you, Ro, you and your hubby. Look, we just side load white. Oh, sorry. Side load white. And I want you to do the outside white like this, around, white, around, around. But we're not doing this. We're not going up all the way and coming like a 5-petal flower and coming all the way back. We're not doing this. We're just going, what you'll see, we're going 1, 2, 3. Okay, just the little half circles. All right, so while this is wet, it's best, okay? I missed you in North Carolina and at convention, Miss Denise. So I missed Ro too. I knew that wouldn't happen. She had her hands full. Okay. See how it's wet? So you're just kind of doing, and that kind of dreamy and easy. Yeah. All right. Okay. So see how that it goes dreamy with everything else, and see that muted color there? It's because I worked all those colors in. As this is crisper, but I'm wanting this dreamy look for what I'm doing right now. All right. So it's nice to have both, right? Okay, so we're going to come right in here. I appreciate you guys coming on for lunch and being here with me a few minutes. All right. All right, so let's come in here. All right, so I keep, when I'm coming down and I'm doing this, I still have that blue, Prussian blue, but it's got a little bit of pink here and there, or Juneberry, I think. So what I'm doing is I make 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and what you can do, I have another little thing I want to show you, and then I'm going to show you something new that we're doing really quick. All right, so I'm going to tap white with 5 Q-tips, 6 Q-tips, and I put a little rubber band. All right. Oh, that's braces, those little braces for little girls. I had to have a whole bunch of rubber bands, so I use that. All right, so look, then I can kind of go out here on the outside edges a little bit and tap out here. See, that just lines it up like little bits of new flowers. So isn't that fun? Well, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you saying that, Alan. Okay, so look, see how that just made it really dreamy and light? And that's just the Q-tips. And after I use that in, I slide the rubber band down and use the other end. But in between using it, I lay it inside paper towels. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I want to show you something that was brand new from convention, and many of you have already seen it. But I just want you to know that we have, I'm going to move this for a minute. We have EDU. All right, these are EDU packs. All right, EDU, which means, there we are, which means education packs. Now, these are for painting parties. These are for you and your friends. It reminds you of baby's breath. Yes, you could use it for that. Now, for $14.95, and you can take $10 off, okay, you are going to, this is like a class ready for you to teach, all right? So these classes are easily $25 to $35 classes, and you supply like a 250 canvas, or even, I mean, 250 to 350 for a canvas. You could order them at Michael's and get the discounts with them. I wrote out word for word, so that if you're brand new and you want to remind yourself about brushes and all, this is just for you while you're painting your sample. All right, this is what you're going to paint. I have a really cute pumpkin I'll show you for right now, and then this is more for the fall. All right, so it tells you step by step here, right? So then I go step, you're doing the background with a sponge, then you trace on your pattern, and then there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Then I made it easy for you, and you can't even afford to go make copies at a copy house with this or use a bunch of inkjet, because I'm going to give you 6 pictures for your students. Now, this means you can have 6 students, or you can put one in between 2 and have 12 students. So we print all 6 of those and we send you those. And then we're going to give you 6 full-size patterns. 6 full-size patterns. And so you can share my students all the time, trace and pass it to their friends, okay? Pick up a kit for her birthday party for her girlfriends to paint. That's awesome. All right, so look, there's the pattern. There's 6 of those, full size, and those to fit on 11 by 14, they have to be on this 11 by 17. So that costs more money if you did that. And then this has all the supplies you need for that class. All right. And you only need a bottle of each color for every 4. All right. And you still have paint left. So I just use at least 1 bottle for every 4. There you go. But I've had people say they don't use that much at all, but I just want to make sure you know. Okay, so now this is what happens. We just came out with an idea sheet. And if you go to EDU and search under onestroke.com, all right there, onestroke.com, and you search in the search bar EDU, this pops up and you can print it out. And this is what people are doing. You can go teach even if you're not certified so that you can make money to go get certified. You can have teachers, the certified instructors, teach you a class so you feel comfortable teaching it, and you can start making income, okay? So let me show you. This is the new ideas. So what people did right at convention is they took photos of a section and they sent them just like Renee said she did with her granddaughter. And they said, do you want to have a painting party? And this is how much it's going to be, and the hostess gets it free at her house. All right. Or you tell them to come wherever you have in your class, a restaurant or a church or whatever. We've done all kinds of places. But these are the 3 new. I come out with 3 for every quarter. All right. These 3, I stopped doing that, and now I started back the last 2 quarters. So see the pumpkin? That is fun, quick pumpkin instead of a really organized spider web. Look at my spider web. You can't see my spider, but they can see it in the picture. And then I did one for fall and I did one for Christmas. This happens really quick. You sponge on with gray and white and it looks like trees. And then you pounce on all the snow. And then you make a fence and there's a Santa hat, 2 cardinals, and a wreath. So now what I want you to see is that these are our classes. But guess what? I plan an hour and a half besides your setup and tear down, okay? But you easily, most painters out there in the industry teach about 5 or 6 people in their classes. But because we are doing the picture and the pattern and everything there, when we do these simple projects, because they have a guide to look at and they've got you right there, you can do these online or you can do them in person. And I'm telling you, we're able to teach more people because we're doing simple strokes than a lot of teachers. So this is seasonal, okay? And we're not doing like color book type painting. We're doing strokes. And stroke work is fun. You're multi-loading the brush and you're making it happen. So these are different holidays, more holidays for Christmas, all that's coming up. These candles are really fun. This little gnome like Santa has been super, super popular. This one I do on a wood 2 by 8 by 10, I think. And that's crazy good. It sells good at the art shows. All right, these are Dollar Tree jars. And you just leave an opening here and have those battery operated candles inside. And so it's a lantern and they love, love, love that. These are just some fun ones that we've done in the past. And here's the kids one, the orcas, just brand new because Amanda did a big painting party for 13 or 14 kids and boys and girls, and that worked. All right, this is super popular one. Then you let the kids pick out what they want because these are birds and animals. This little raccoon is the cutest, and you mostly use a rake brush. But having the pattern, you just fill in the sections. This is a brand new elephant that's really fun. All right, so the parrot's really a good a lot of people ask for if they like tropical and contemporary. But this owl has been super popular. Oh, and this for men and Boy Scout things. All right. One of the most popular is this big flower, but it's only 11 by 14. It's all chisel strokes. And I'm just showing you this one right here. I've taught as many as 250 people with this one. And I had 6 people walk around helping, but they have the pattern and the picture right in front of them. And all of these are chisel edge strokes. All right. I've done 50, 125, and 250 people at one time. And so from a stage, not even holding their hands, but I'm just sharing with you that even if you got 5 to 10, I think you'd be thrilled. So because that was so popular, I did the little mason jar with the little flowers, excuse me, and 2 jars with just daisies and the little faith one. All right. And one more. But don't forget, you'll have to need the right brushes, right? All right. So most successful right here. I've done it for years. Absolutely beginners doing the silhouette. And this is neon purple and pink on the outside. And since that's so popular, I did a plain one without a heart. But I'm just saying, this is the idea book. And so you can just, a booklet. All right. And so to do this, I told you about the paints. These are the sets. There's 10 in here. And you can take, well, especially when we have specials, and get numerous ones of these, which those, and I think they're like 18 something. And you get, if you're a member of my membership here on YouTube, you get 20% off everything you buy whenever you buy it. All right. But this is that set. All right, those are the best ones I like for teaching. But if you're just getting started and you can't put a lot of layout, you bought one of these, you can get your $10 off. You can start teaching 6 to 10, 12. You just get those few paints that they showed. And then these brushes right here, these are more generic brushes, but they're my same size and everything. The one thing I can tell you, this is not a great scruffy brush, but everything else works fine for all of the strokes that you're doing. So you don't need a scruffy brush on there. So these are about $10, and then you'll get a discount. Now, let me tell you, I have that, or you can do the A to Z kit. And with the A to Z kit, I have all kinds of teachers that are buying multiples, and then you can get with my husband if you're doing like 10. We've had numerous ones get 10 of them to 23, 24 of the sets, and their students pay them for the set. And then all you have to supply is paper or something from the Dollar Tree for them to paint on. If you do 50 of those there's 50 flowers in that kit. And they have brushes, the guides, and the paint. All right. So I'm just going to show you that real quick and get back to painting. All right. So right here. All right. You're going to get 10 bottles of paint each student. So they have their paint for all 50. And so that's 25 classes if you do 2 flowers in each one. You get floating medium. All right. This is all multi-surface. You get the wood storage box. They do. And you could have them paint this box as one of the classes. You get 5 really high quality brushes. Those are like my signature brushes and better. Then you get A to Z. So all you do, and you're searching this on my site, you can get $10 off today. But this A to Z of one stroke floral painting is for beginners. So this is a thing. I have 50 lessons recorded that are 15 to 20 minutes. And for you to paint these flowers, see all the flowers? That's not 50. That's just a few. All right. So in these, they all 50 fit here. And they have a UV coating on it. So you paint on one side practicing. And like, here's a good one to show you. I've got like 4 roses, pansies, all kinds. So you practice on the back of this with me. I load the brush with you. I show you how to do it on the video. And then right there is the finish. So you just pick 2 of these flowers maybe, and I told people 2 to 3 flowers a class, and you can put them together in a bouquet or whatever. And then you're ready to go. All right. So this set is like 68 something, and you can take the $10 off. But look, what they found is they just charge them 25 to 35 a class, and they have bought their supplies at the beginning of class. Like if you go to adult ED and those adult education classes, this is your supply kit. And then all they need is to get the Surface, or you get the Surface whether you're in person or online. Okay, so onestroke.com, get your $10, find something that you really have been wanting and take the $10 off, and then you can check out my website and go print out your idea book. So whether you're doing it with friends or you're doing it with to teach and make money, think about that. This is a season, if you ever wanted to start a business, this is the season where you can get your friends together and people at church or whatever, and get together and start out with your friends. It makes it easier for you. But this all the way through from now to Christmas, that's when you can teach so much, because they want to make gifts, they want to decorate their house, they want to have something they can give away or sell. All right. So anyway, I said a mouthful. All right, so let's get back to this real quick. Now, see, this is dried on me because I was busy talking. All right, so I can come back. Is this the blue? I can come back in here, and I can also put some lavender in here, a little bit more lavender, and even some pink. Okay, and I'll do that too when I do the little Q-tip thing trick. All right, so that's all wet, so I can get that on my brush, and then I can pick up the white. So whether you're whether you're vacationing in Florida for a few months and you got friends around there and say, hey, let's have a painting class, let's make a porch leaner. That's what I had everybody doing the other day on my mystery class, as we did a pumpkin, a ghost. What else did I do? 2 bats, the moon, spider webs, and a witch's hat. So just think the fun things that y'all can do together. All right. I had 2 women get together from my campers class one year, and they went and got 1 by 12 boards from I went to Lowe's, and they're all cut for you. They're just straight boards, and I showed them how to make with a straight board from the hardware store, even if you don't have a saber saw or whatever. That's not what a bandsaw. They painted 45 Santas, and I knew that they could do it because the body and everything is so easy and fun, and you can make it different, and holding a wreath or nail a little grapevine wreath on front of him in his hands, or I mean all kinds of things. But they could not do those eyes. I was like freaking out. They're not going to be able to do this. So I did 2 different daubers and showed them a really easy how to do a couple daubers to do the eyes, and showed them a little teeny bit of liner around the outside edge and put a highlight in there, and it was perfect. And they sold their 45 or 48 of them. So they were driven and they were friends and they could do it together, right? Okay. There's my Q-tips. They're still good. See how that lightens it up a little bit of white. Pounce it a little bit so it's blended. There. Okay. A little bit over here. Oh, we can put some string bows in there. I don't even know if I might do a little bit of some leaves, but there we go. And so let's put a little bit. Now look, this is the toe. I'm using the citrus. the toe of the angle brush. If you, I have the sets of 3 sizes of angle brushes, but if you get the A to Z, or if you get the signature set, you have this angle brush in it. Okay, so we can put a little bit here and there. So look, you push this brush straight down, and as you stand up, it makes a point. All right, so you don't, when people say, I can't get a point on my brush. All right, push, lift, so I call it a slider leaf. See that? And this, the toe is so pointed that you can make a really thin little stem into the leaf. All right, do you see that little trick I did double? Okay. And if you just came on, what I was sharing people is this stencil in the background is a baby fern or bigger fern, or this is in the same stencil as floral background. These are like wisteria, so you can paint wisteria or just leave it like that. I love the angle brushes. I know they make you look like you're really good, even if you struggle on them a little bit. All right, so I'm grabbing the paint. Oh, y'all don't see me grabbing the paint. I'm grabbing the paint, I'm dipping in the medium, and I'm going. All right, so I can come right here also with the same angle brush, and I can go right to my peony and put a little leaf there. All right, or you can come here and put the heel first, and then you pull the stem into it. More paint. All right. Now look, I can come in here and do purple leaves. All right, so I also want to do one last thing, and that is I want to use some neons on this painting because the black makes beautiful neon colors stand out. Okay, all righty. It would be great if you could put together a class pack, 6 sets of brushes and the most used paint, then I could be ready, and all I have to do is order the packet. My class chooses to paint. That's cool. I used to have an order form when you first became a certified instructor, so we could do one for these EDU. So starting now that I'm doing them again, because there's such a demand, people keep asking, I like to give away dishes and glasses during the holidays to free. Yes, and the Dollar Tree has prices that you can't beat. The Dollar Tree is actually cheaper than my thrift stores, like Goodwill. They charge $1.99. I'm like, that's more than Dollar Tree. And they go, but it's for a good cause. But listen, some man's a billionaire who runs that. And I know he helps people get educated and help them get jobs. But I just said, I told them, I said, come on, guys, you can't be more than Dollar Tree. And so anyway, so I just go to Dollar Tree. You can get them for 50 cents at garage sales, but I will go get all kinds of pretty little alcohol, like short shots or something, and different kinds of glasses like that for that I get for a dime and all this. And like I have to do 70 for church at Christmas time, just because I choose to, instead of ornaments sometimes. And we line them up on the back of the piano, and everybody, all the families get to go collect one, and they put candies in them or whatever. All right, so now look at this. That is a good idea, Miss Kim. It reminds me I need to think about. We are starting with this kit, doing the paint set, but when the bundles, you could get a lot of stuff. I think we have the most used brushes in a bundle and other stuff there for you as you're getting started, guys. But we're going to have everything. We even have an auto ship where you automatically get them so you're ready before season. So in December, we'll send out, we had a bunch of people at conventions sign up for auto ship on those. I'd like to see some of your pretty glassware and all that you do, Mr. Allen. Okay, so here's neon purple. I think neon purple will go, oh, not that much neon. All right, but there's also bright pink or neon pink. Now, there's two things I tell people to do. If you're trying to get some of the paints and stuff that I'm using, my new thing is I like to use, there's like 5, I don't know, there's 7 colors total. All right, so this is basil. This color is wild wasabi. There's alfalfa, and there is forest moss. Those 4. There is a hunter. I mean, there's a green for a sap green, but it's not. It looks more like thicket. Those are acrylic, and you can mix them, and then they mix the paints with each other. Then I have raw umber, burnt sienna, and asphaltum. So those are like ones you really want to get. I ended up watching this whole project. George Drummond. See, you just miss us. We sure miss you. All right. So then we have the neons, guys. There's purple, green, yellow, and I don't use yellow much. I use green, blue, purple, and pink. But there's orange too if you're doing Halloween stuff. If you go look at one of my lives last week, I think it was, I did pumpkins, and I used the orange and the pink and the pumpkins. It was so pretty. That when they walk in our studio, they go, oh, I don't want orange. Wait a minute. They love them. All right. So you just were going to watch for a minute, George? George has taught for years. He taught in school for like 40-something years and decided it's too dangerous there, I think, George. And he started teaching women how to paint, and they love it. I'm sure there's some men, but it was mostly women that George loved. I mean, they loved George to teach them. And he had a glass painting business at the winery and other shows where everybody, he would do earrings and glassware of all kinds. And people would just come to his classes because they loved seeing what he did at the shows. And he had a very pro setup. I don't know if you're still out there doing those, but I need to speak to you if you get a chance, George. Mark and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about classes. All right, so look. So see how that purple? Now when this dries, like it already is popping now, right? So now those were, you can do even simpler hydrangeas than that. This is a great live. Please give thumbs up to everybody. Thank you, guys. Okay. I lost some people when I started sharing about the teaching, but you know what? I try to do a mix of, I'll give you something if you'll just listen. And so I know this ended up being, it's an hour and 13 minutes right now. So thank you for being here. And the way I can tell if you guys like it is if I can tell if you've gone and visited and just looked online and try downloading the idea brochure, and it tells us how many did that. So it makes me want to come on and do more. Okay. We'll be praying for those who are going through hard times with illnesses or losses, just like you guys prayed for our family. We appreciate that. We still need prayers. I said, man, I think you would get through it easier because she knows, the gospel and God's plan and what Christ did for us. Um, but having a husband that who may doesn't quite understand all that, it doesn't make sense, and the kids are broken. She it's just, I didn't know what to do for my kids because I had never lost anybody when my daughter died. So it was all her friends and the kids were so happy because my sister and them said, "You want us to go get her a white dress and, for burying?" And I went, "No, no, no." She loved to hike and, whatever. And so her friends started crying and ran up to me and say, "Thank you, thank you. She'll love that." So she literally had her denim jeans on and a plaid shirt, and her picture we put there was her on the top of a mountain, um, leaning down, just looking at us all. So it was beautiful. All right. So put a little bit of that neon right inside. You can put a little bit inside. Oh, that's not good. So you can take that off. All right. So what do you think? And because there's all this other little frilly stuff, you don't even have to curly cues. So let people be until they're ready. Exactly, Kathy. Yep. All right. So Amanda will be back, but we're not pushing her. We're giving her grace right now. And there we are. And I'm signing it and sharing it. And people keep asking, do I sell these pieces? I do. Usually people contact me after and say, I want that one. Okay. I just sold my big oversized canvas that we just painted. And I have this one behind me. It's my first one I ever did. And I saved that. But some of my students already have offers of their oversized paintings. We're shipping one of those today, mine today. And we also are shipping out anybody that we have bought a painting that with the death and everything that happened with convention, I pulled them out yesterday and said, let's just get these packed and send them out so that y'all don't have to wait any longer. And thank you for your patience. Okay, so what do you think? Was it okay? You guys write and tell me, was it okay on here instead of Facebook sometime? Because it's easier. Oh, thank you. The Dewberries appreciate you guys. All right, so you can put little butterflies or not. But see, everything's not perfect, but see, you still get a nice, pretty feel. And this time, last time I put something right here, you could not tell it was a heart. So now you can still see it's a heart. Yes, I didn't even know they released butterflies. They did that last Sunday. That was nice. We released doves with my mom, and I see cardinals when I'm thinking about Maria. So that's our thing. Okay, guys, love you. Thank you. I tried the pearl paint on wine glasses. Pretty cool effect. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? And I like it as it added after I paint what I want to paint, Alan, and then I kind of add that. I don't make that the whole paint that I use, but you can do any way you want with that. It covers way more than I thought it did, so I thought you could just wipe it over some paint, but I like it better as a little additive. So there we go, guys. I hope you like seeing the neon on there too, and I'll see you next time. I'll try to let y'all know when I'm coming on in advance. Thank you. Bye-bye.